folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Natasha and I do book stuff here. Today's video, as you can tell from the title down below, is going to be my TBR for Spookathon this year, which I know some of you guys may have watched my last video and gone, bitch, I thought you weren't going to do any reading in the month of October because you'll be on your honeymoon. I found a loophole. I actually decided to just be a troll. I managed to find one book that accomplishes all 5 of the Spookathon challenges because I'm good like that. Spookathon is a readathon hosted by a couple of people that I really like. I'm going to include the Spookathon link down below. That way you can go check out, I think Kayla from Books and Lala organized it, as well as a couple of people that she's friends with, so I'll leave the information down below. It runs from October 16th, I believe, to the 22nd. Yeah, I have my computer over there. So the main sort of theme of this readathon is to read thrillers and read spooky books, but there are also those 5 challenges. So I somehow managed to like make 5 challenges work for one book. So I'm gonna read you guys the challenges first, and then I'm gonna show you the book that I picked. Well, actually you would know if you saw the thumbnail, but whatever. First challenge is to read a thriller. The second is to read a book with a spooky word in the title. Third is read a book that's based on a childhood fear. 4 is a book with orange on the cover, and 5 is a book with a spooky setting. The book that I picked that manages to reach all 5 of these, and I will justify my choice, happens to be The Fireman by Joe Hill. First things first, this is a thriller. Thriller kind of horror book in general. Boom. Second is to read a book with a spooky word in the title. Fire is pretty spooky. Also, to me, the idea of ever having to have a fireman come to me for any significant reason, like my house is burning, that scares me. So, boom, done. Number 3, childhood fear. Now, you may not think that this had a childhood fear, but oh, it does. I was incredibly terrified of fire when I was a kid, and true story, this is a heavy book, so I'm gonna put this down. When I was in grade 1, so around the age of 7, I wanna say, that's when we were first learning about fire safety, and I had never really conceived fire before. Like it never crossed my mind as something to be scared about. And so we went into this classroom to learn about fire safety, and they basically explained fire and the damage that it can do, and then told me, okay, so we want you to have a plan, a home escape plan for when your house catches on fire so that you won't burn to death. That's essentially what they told me at like 7 years old. And so in my mind, because I didn't really figure that shit out, I thought, oh, so my house is inevitably going to burn down now and I'm going to die in my sleep. Great. I went home and bawled my face off going like, okay, cool, I'm going to die in a fire tonight. And my mom was like, no, you're not going to die in a fire, but we should have like a fire escape plan. And needless to say, I didn't sleep for about 3 weeks because I was convinced that each night was going to be the night that I'd have to use that fire escape plan because my house was on fire. It was just not a good time. So The Fireman and fire is actually a childhood fear of mine. Number 4 is orange on the cover. Number 5 is a book with a spooky setting. The premise of this book is a plague-like disease that sweeps across the country and cities. I'm assuming America, but it doesn't say that necessarily in there, but it's basically across like cities, and people just randomly spontaneously combust and catch on fire. I think that's going to read as a pretty spooky setting. It's just sort of like the panic that is sort of like end of world scenarios. So I'm using it, but I deserve some sort of like for picking a book that completes all 5 challenges. So I'm obviously not going to lug around this book on my travels. It weighs like 5 pounds. I could club somebody with this. Like 750 pages. But I did download this on audiobook, and it is going to be what I'm listening to when we take the plane over and when we're traveling around. So this is what I'm going to be listening to on audiobook, and hopefully I'll be able to finish it from the 16th to the 22nd, and at least say that I managed to do Spookathon. So there we go. I felt so good about myself when I realized that I could justify how that clicked off 5 challenges. So that is my one book TBR for Spookathon, and I hope I complete it. And there might be a possibility that I don't. I just wanted to share that with you guys. If any of you guys have this book and want to read that, it's a big giant ass book, like don't get me wrong, but I feel like if you spend a week reading this one book, you might be able to actually do it, you know, in a way. Click off all 5 challenges. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you like this video, if you're planning on participating in Spookathon as well, and any sort of things that you guys are interested in, just leave them in the comments. If anyone's read this book, let me know how you liked it. Kind of mixed reviews, but like I said, I have it, I want to read it, and just get it done. So yeah, so hopefully everyone is doing good, and until my next video, I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye!